Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. Today we'll be reviewing the third one-day international between India and Australia. India getting the consolation win. Unfortunately, I don't have my co-host with me, Abrar Aziz, but I got a guest with me. He's back on Down the Track, Mr. Ashish. How are you doing, bro?
I'm good, Mustafa. How are you, bro?
I'm doing well, and so formal. The first time I heard you call me Mustafa. I'm doing well, man. Finally, India won a game, something to smile about after a poor first two games.
Yeah, finally a win. It was a tough win because when Maxwell was going on, I thought we lost the game.
Yeah.
But Bumrah did a special a Yorker, and that
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah, I mean
So
that
good
turned the
captaincy, I
game.
would say again.
Good captaincy, yeah. Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead. Go
amazing
ahead.
captaincy. Virat Kohli is the best, you know.
After a lot of criticism, I'm sure you're pleased with that performance, both from the captain and from India.
Yeah, because in the last two games we were seeing the batsmen were getting the starts, but they were failing to capitalize on that. But the score wasn't enough, like 300 plus. We are chasing 390, which is a huge task, and you want top three batsmen at least to score 100.
Yeah.
So you see, in the last three matches, Virat Kohli was getting out, but he was getting the starts.
Yeah.
And even in this match, he got out, and we thought, oh, the game's done because it's Pandya and Jadeja, and no one knew oh, these guys gonna take us past 300 because they were themselves looking for 260. So it was a good fight by Jadeja and
Pandya.
Pandya.
But do you think though? Sorry to cut you off, but do you think they miscalculated when they won the toss? They probably thought they need to hit like 350, 360, but that pitch was probably more of a 310, 320 wicket.
Yeah, that's the pressure of the Australian team because in the last two matches we saw they scored 350 with ease, and they were smashing our bowlers all around the park.
Yeah.
So going into the third game, it's a dead rubber, but there's a pressure that this Australian team can chase down the target. So we have to put a 300 plus score. So getting to the 300 plus score, we saw some poor shots played by Shubman Gill and played by Rahul as well.
Shikhar Dhawan as well played a bit too early.
Too early shot because he wanted to up the ante because he was 16 of 27 when he got out. So those shots were not needed because once you're set, you played 20 to 30 balls. So it's good for you to just take your time and get into the groove. Because we saw once Pandya and Jadeja were set, they played 30 balls each. They smashed the bowlers according to their own wish. So I think the Indian batsmen, they tend to play a lot of balls and then they get frustrated or they're still in the T20 mode that they want to go after. Because 50 overs is a long game, but they need to keep the character just like Kohli. Kohli was on point. He was taking those singles. I never saw Kohli under pressure. The wickets were flowing on other side, but Kohli was there. He got to his 50, and then when he wanted to up the ante, he got out because there was a beautiful ball by Hazelwood.
Yeah, this is the three times this series, and then he got one in the last series in India as well. So it's 4 times in a row now since between these two teams in one-day internationals. Hazelwood's got Kohli.
Hazelwood is a special bowler.
It's just the line and length, man, impeccable, Magra-esque.
Yeah, that's true. Hazelwood is more challenging bowler to face than I would say Stark.
Yeah.
Because he's hitting those line and lengths every time. He assesses the batsman where he's gonna play, and you can see Kohli was dancing down the wicket, moving down the wicket to just negate that line and length. Yeah. But Hazel got the better of him.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, this is the third time this series that he's got him, and he has that nagging line and length. But even the Australian spinners bowled pretty well. Zampa. Ashton Agar came into the squad. He bowled really well as well, picked up a couple of wickets. Maxwell as well, I think 5.5 economy. So they bowled pretty good lines and lengths, and they frustrated the Indian batsmen in the beginning to middle overs.
Yeah, it's the first time I will say we saw spin on this series. Yeah. Because how Agar was turning the ball, how we saw Kuldeep Yadav turn the ball.
Yeah. The pitch was assisting the spinners.
Yeah, it was a pitch which had both for the batsmen as well as the bowlers. That's why it made an even contest. Yeah. Because nowadays, if you say 300 on the board and the batting lineup of Indian team, or if you say Australian team chasing it down, you'll say, oh, 100% Australia's going to chase it down easily.
Yeah.
Because the pitches are flat. We saw in the previous game, they were flat pitches, scoring 390. India getting on to 300, 330, 350. Like they're scoring that much runs.
Hmm.
So, but this pitch was different because if you bowl
Hmm.
good line and length, you're gonna get wickets.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
we saw some spin. That's amazing. I
Yeah,
thought
some
this
good
continues in the T20 as well.
Yeah, for sure. It's good to have an even contest between bat and ball. I think the first couple of ODIs was like very flat. But if you want to talk about Hardik Pandya, you've always mentioned that he's one of the greatest all-rounders. You actually
He's
say
the
he's the
best
great,
all-rounder
yeah,
ever.
yeah,
He's the
ever,
best all-rounder.
yeah.
Yeah.
For you, he's the best all-rounder ever. But are you surprised with the maturity he's showing? We've seen his clean striking of the ball in the IPL. But in this game, 150 for 5, half the side gone. Yes, brilliant support by Jadeja, but Pandya in particular, the way he showed his maturity, he took single double, he didn't rush it like you said. In the end, he went and hit. Are you surprised with that kind of maturity that he's shown now?
I always thought he had that maturity to say. I
Yeah.
always thought because when you see him in the IPL, he's tagged as the last 5 over players, just like
Yeah, he
Fawad,
just
right?
comes and smashes it.
He just comes and smashes. That's his job to do. And
Yeah.
but in this series, you see Hardik Pandya coming in as a pure batsman
Mm.
and playing with maturity and like going for the shots when the ball is there to be hit, but also looking at the situation and assessing it whether he has to go for the shot or not.
Yeah.
Because I was watching the game yesterday and the commentator was saying that he hit Zampa for 9 sixes and Zampa was bowling his sixth over at that time to Hardik. So they were guessing he's gonna hit him for a six, right? But Hardik Pandya was playing sensibly, I mean, because he knew there's no one at the back to score runs.
Yeah.
So that's why he was playing single double, though the balls were in the slot. Zampa was teasing him with those balls,
Yeah.
but he showed
He
maturity and
controlled
he stayed
himself. Yeah.
along. Yeah, he controlled him because he knew if he's there till the end, anything is possible. So and he showed like 92 of 76 balls. That was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic knock. He scored at 90 in the first game as well. He's in really good form. I think T20s, he's going to be the player to look out for. He's going to be very dangerous. But Jadeja as well, really good support. We've seen him over the last couple of years, even in the World Cup against New Zealand, the semi-final. Really good innings. Again, today, under pressure, really good innings. He supported Pandya really well. And when he had to hit, he shows that he can clear the boundary as well. He doesn't look as built as Pandya, but he can hit those sixes if needed.
Yeah, Jadeja can play the ball on both sides. And yesterday we saw he was playing those amazing square cuts. Then he bring in the pull. Like
Yeah.
it's amazing to see Jadeja batting like that because once he's in touch, then he's gonna score a quick fire 50 every time, and the sword will be out to celebrate the 50.
Yeah.
But the problem with Jaddu is you can't be he's not consistent. If he becomes the consistent spinning bowling all rounder for us,
With the ball, you're saying he needs to pick up more wickets.
yeah, he's economical. He saves the time for the captain as well.
Yeah.
In 2.5 overs, he finished the over. That's amazing.
True,
But
yeah.
with the bat, he has to contribute a lot more. But yesterday, he showed like his true potential. Like he was in the same pressure because the guy walking out was Virat Kohli, and he was coming in, and he was under like immense pressure.
Yeah.
So he was playing according to the ball. He didn't play any slog sweep, or I was amazed he didn't play any poor shot in the beginning to get a six under his belt because that's what Jaddu do. Like before, within the six ball, he has to hit a six or a boundary to get in the
To
into the
relieve
group.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yesterday, maturity shown by Jadeja and Hardik Pandya. That was
Yeah,
amazing.
definitely. 150 run partnership of 108 balls, and that allowed them to post a score of 300. And now, if you look at the second innings, India finally picked up a wicket in the first 10 overs. Natarajan picking up Labuschagne, and then Steve Smith, the wicket, the $1 million wicket down the leg side. Who would have thought, like, this guy wasn't getting out, and then he gets out down the leg side. But yeah, I mean, that helped India a lot, right? Picking up wickets early on, because otherwise, if they didn't pick up a wicket, like we saw in the first 2 one-days, Australia would have just punished them in the next 20, 30 overs.
Yeah, that's the key. When you pick up the wickets in the first 10 overs, so you're always in the game then.
Yeah.
And the pressure builds upon the next batsman coming in. Because India knew, like, okay, new players are playing, and the Maxwell is not going to come up in the order. And they don't have Warner, who's going to give them a good start. And Labuschagne is not playing in his natural position because he's opening. So Natarajan, he picked up the wicket. Then Shardul Thakur, I would say, he got very lucky to pick up that wicket. But a wicket is a wicket. Anyway, it comes. It's a wicket.
Yeah.
So Shardul was the bowler for the yesterday's game. He was amazing with his line length and variations.
Yeah.
But that's what wicket do. It always keeps the other team in the game.
Yeah.
So,
And you were happy with both Shardul and Natarajan. Natarajan got hit a bit in between when Maxwell was going, but apart from that, he did bowl a few really good Yorkers in the death overs as well. When they needed run a ball, yes, the tailenders came in, but he made it difficult for them to score. He didn't give any freebies. So apart from, yes, he probably had a higher economy rate, but he bowled well. And Shardul picked up very important wickets, and he had a decent economy. So you're happy with these guys filling in as bowlers?
Yeah, because we always, as Indian supporters, we always crave for the left arm fast bowlers.
Yeah.
And when we see Natarajan like opening the bowling with Bumrah, he was brilliant. We saw like, okay, this is the guy who's gonna like perform for us today.
Yeah.
And he got 2 wickets as well.
Yeah.
And but in the middle he got hit because when you're bowling to like great batsmen of Australia, like Maxwell was playing and like Finch hit him for a 6 in the first over. So that was his welcome to the ODI cricket.
Yeah.
So, but the lad like kept his nerve and like bowled good Yorkers in the end. And the over he was bowling in the last was crucial because he was not actually bowling to the bowlers. That was all rounders. They were bowling all rounders. Australia bat deep, right?
Ashton Agar was there. Yeah.
Yeah. So and they could have scored like 20 runs in 2 overs. That was easy to chase.
And it was just a run-a-ball equation at that time. So he gave only 2 or 3 runs at that, and that gave Shardul and Bumrah a lot of confidence as well. They give them runs to play with.
Yeah, and if he's going for 70 runs, that doesn't matter because he did the job for the captain. Because
some were unlucky. There was one ball he bowled a Yorker. It beat the batsman. Everything it went for 4. Yeah. So some were unlucky.
And he did the job for the captain because when you're going into the match with only 5 bowlers, so you need your every bowler to perform and perform at crucial stages, just as Bumrah did. Like Bumrah, Kohli brought in Bumrah and he got Maxwell's wicket. Because if Maxwell had played the whole game, I think India would have been in the losing position or they lost the game.
Yeah, and yes, go ahead.
Yeah, good.
No, I was saying I was going to actually come on to the batting as well. Finch, first Finch gave them a good start, but he got a bit lucky. A couple of drop catches there. He got a lot of lives. We were discussing as well during the game that, man, this guy, he keeps getting chances. But it was still a very good innings by him. He put away the bad balls. You saw like he used to play the dot balls, and then if you pitch a fraction short, he used to pull the bowler for 6. You saw Natarajan, like you said, in the first over, he pulled him for 6. But then Maxwell, what an innings, like incredible. And he had I don't know what he was doing for you guys in Punjab during the IPL, but right now he just looks like a different player. But he'll be very disappointed with the way he got out backing away to Bumrah. He just needed to play that over out because the run rate everything was there. They needed 60 at 40 at one stage and he brought it to run a ball. So everything, he got the game on the plate, but then when he got out, then you're getting the tailenders in, so it is going to be difficult.
Yeah, with Finch, he got super lucky with a drop catch of when Dhawan dropped him at the flips.
Yeah.
And then
this is the second time, man. Dhawan dropped Smith in the first one day also, and he scored 100.
Yeah. So Finch is lucky. But to be honest, we are missing one amazing bowler, which is Bhuvaneshwar, because he's the guy who gets Finch out every time we play, whether in India, whether in Australia. That's the guy. But to be honest, like Finch, with the margin of error, because if you bowl in good lengths, he's gonna defend you or take a dab and single. But if you're gonna bowl too short, he has all the shots. Like he can pull you, he can square cut you. Like he loves to go down the wicket and play the cover shot. That's the most scoring shot he has. So, and with Maxwell, man, like when he was playing in the IPL. He didn't even try to hit a reverse sweep.
He doesn't like red and silver. He doesn't like red and silver.
He loves red and silver.
But you're saying the reverse sweeps.
So in the first 10 balls, we see like this pressure on him, and then he go for the reverse sweep. That's a 6.
Yeah.
Like how many batsmen in today's generation can hit those reverse ball 6s in the first 10 balls?
Yeah.
I can only count like 3 of them. But Maxwell, like the form he is in this ODI, I think he'll be the player to watch out for the T20s as well.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Because he's a genuine all-rounder for Australia, as we say for Pandya. But Pandya is not bowling. Maxwell gives you those odd overs, like 5 overs to 27. For a part-time, I'll take it any day because then you're relieving your other bowlers from the bowling like the not the experienced bowler bowling and giving away much runs.
Yeah. Like
So
Cameron Green was there. He didn't have to bowl his full quota, and even Enriquez didn't have to bowl if he didn't need to because Maxwell is there giving you the overs.
yeah, that's the liberty which Finch has and Kohli doesn't.
Mm.
Because if you see the whole team, Kohli is not having those. He doesn't even have a sixth bowler until unless he forces Pandya to bowl, which you saw in the second ODI. And
Yeah.
the yesterday's ODI in the break, he said, "I'm not gonna bowl," and he ran away
Yeah, he
while
didn't
giving the
bowl.
interview.
Yeah.
So so you see, Kohli doesn't have the liberty to switch around his bowlers.
Mm.
He forced Mayank to bowl the over, then Pandya came in, but the game was lost. They scored 390. In
Mm.
yesterday's game, he already had five bowlers. But with the Finch, he has the advantage of like mixing and changing. He got in Henriquez in late in the 40s
Yeah.
just to bowl 1 over or two. I think
Yeah.
1 over. So Maxwell is a player to watch out for the T20s, man.
Yeah, for sure, and he's in the form of his life with the bat as well. This is third 50 in a row. He's looking in super form. He didn't finish off the game, but either way, he's really looking in good form. But I think that wraps up the game for you. Do you think in this series, this one-day series, just like as a summary, winning the toss was a huge advantage?
Obviously, because Finch won the toss twice and they won the
Mm.
game. And now Kohli won the toss and like we won the game because it puts an extra pressure on the team batting second.
Yeah.
And I think the pitch changes in the second innings because if you see, there was bounce and the ball was doing a lot
Yeah.
when Bumrah was bowling to Finch or Labuschagne. Like the ball was beating and Bumrah was like, okay, I want this edge. And when we got that, Dhawan dropped it.
Yeah.
So it's better to put score on the board and then defend it
Mm.
rather than like chasing it because chasing in Australia is difficult.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, especially when you're chasing like 380 plus, 370 plus. But yeah, I think now just looking forward to the T20 series. Your prediction for that series, do you think India will put on a better performance and hopefully win this series, or it's going to be difficult because this Australian team is looking in really good form, but there's some injuries there as well. So,
Yeah, because of the injury, I think India has a good chance because if you see the players injured is Warner.
yeah,
If Warner is out, so that's a huge blow for Australia because that's the guy who's gonna get Australia for like a quick start.
yeah,
But if you have to replace Warner, there's Matthew Wade waiting on the curtains. Like
yeah,
Matthew Wade is equally attacking batsman, lefty batsman, and he can be like a good pair with Finch.
yeah,
So, and we don't know like about the other players about Stoinis. Will he be fit for the game or not? If he is not, then it's again a huge blow
yeah.
because in Stoinis you see like he can go top of the order like 1 down or 2 down and smash from the first ball, and he also gives you a good bowling option.
Yeah, for sure. He does give you that option. And if you look at the Indian team, the test matches are coming up. We saw Australia clearly, they've rested Cummins. He didn't play in the last one. He's not going to play the T20s. There's two warm-up matches which come alongside the T20s. So do you think Virat Kohli will probably play the T20s and join them for the second warm-up match, which is after the T20s? But the first warm-up game, do you think the likes of Bumrah and Shami might not play and play the warm-up instead? To prepare for the test series?
Yeah, I think India's gonna go full strength in the first, and in the second we're gonna see a lot of changes because they're gonna give chances to the new guys.
Yeah.
But that's why it's important for India to win the first game because once you win the first game, it's gonna be a pressure on Australia to win the second and the third, and India can afford those changes. But it has to be the players waiting on the bench are also like good quality. If you see Sanju Samsung is waiting for his chance, then we see Manish Pandey is sitting there. Yeah, and so these guys they have a point to prove, and if they get 2 games to prove it, so we can see new stars from India who can be regular in the T20 side.
Yeah, for sure. And your prediction for the series?
I'm gonna say 2-1 India.
2-1 to India.
Yeah, because of Warner injured and Stoinis is still a question mark. So
definitely, and Cummins also not going to play. He's resting.
Cummins not playing. So
yeah, so it'll be good. In my opinion, I think as well, I agree with you. I think maybe the first T20 play a good team, but then after that, I think the other players should definitely go and play the warm-up games for the test matches, the test players, and then you can give the bench the chance. You have Samson, you have Manish Pandey. We've seen what Natarajan can do as well. Hopefully his Yorkers, and then we're going to see Deepak Chahar as well bowl in the T20. So that will be also interesting. This is India's future, so it'll be very interesting. But yeah, I think that wraps up everything. Is there any last thoughts? You have anything you want to talk about?
No, that's all. Like, it's just India's gonna win, and we'll be up 3:30 a.m. to just watch the game.
Yeah, man, all nighter. You've been watching all the games. We've been sleeping at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's been a lot of fun. There's a few other discussions we can do like once the series goes on. A lot of debates as well. But let's see how it goes, man. Enjoy the rest of the series and hope to catch you soon.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
Man, take care.